One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Good morning, Eagles. Welcome to school on Wednesday, April 15th.
Let's start off the day with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to wish a happy birthday to Ashton in Mr. Pendleton's class, Rosalind in Mrs. Brune's class.
Now it's time for some learning.
Hi there, Eagles. It is I, Mr. Sorensen, coming to you from the STEM Lab today. And as you can see behind me, I've got the 3D printers right here. We're going to talk a little bit today about the science of flight. I have always been fascinated by airplanes and helicopters and drones and anything that's in the air. And I want to talk a little bit about the science of how wings work. To that end, I've actually come into our 3D printers here in the STEM Lab, and I'm going to attempt today to print some 3D gliders, which we can test out and then show some of the dynamics of flight. So I'm just warming up those 3D printers right now. I'm going to show you a little bit about how they work. We have two of them. They're both Da Vinci's. We really like them. I'm going to change the color of the filament. They were loaded with white and black filament, and that's hard to see in the sky, so I'm first going to load some yellow and orange filament into it, make it a little bit easier to see. And then I've got here on my computer, this is my STL file that I downloaded off of the internet. An STL file is just a file that gives me a 3D model of what it is I want to print. And I found somebody else who had rendered this beautiful glider. As you can see, it's in several different pieces, and so we're going to print them all in one print on our 3D printer, and then we'll put those pieces together after it's finished printing. In fact, I'm counting 4 distinct pieces now that I look at it. So we'll print this up and see if we can't make it fly for us. So, exciting day. All right there, Eagles. Looks like we're done printing now. We had kind of a malfunction the first attempt at printing. You can kind of see here what happened. That was from our first printer, and we've got some damage here where there was some slipping in our printing. But luckily we had it going on our second printer at exactly the same time, and that one seems to have turned out just beautifully. So I'm excited to get that all put together and give it a shot. I love it when stuff works. Hi there, Eagles. So this is our glider. that we 3D printed. I've glued all the pieces together, so it came out really, really nicely. Taking it out here to the field. It's not terribly warm, or it's a little windy and a little bit cold, but we're going to go ahead and test it anyway. Now, it's really hard to see on this because it's such a small model, but what you'll want to Google is something called an airfoil. So when you have a wing in space, it's got a shape that looks a little bit like that, and it's longer on the top than it is on the bottom, and that's critical because it means that as air passes over the airfoil, the air has a longer distance to travel to go over the top of the wing than it does to go across the bottom of the wing, and that creates lift that pulls up. So that's where the upward lift comes from on a wing. Cool thing to Google, check out airfoils. In the meantime, we're going to give this a little launch, and we're going to see how well this thing flies. Let's go ahead and launch it into the wind, see what you can do. Let's hope it holds together. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Woo! It's not loving the wind. Let's try it again. A little more bow. Hates the wind. We'll have to try it again on a less windy day. All right, Eagles, that was a somewhat disappointing result on account of the wind, but luckily we have a big, huge, beautiful building. So we're going to go ahead and try this again inside where the forces of nature cannot interfere. So here we go. I'll just do a gentle pull back here. See if we can get our glider to work here. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, that was very successful. I feel like we should try that one more time. Let's try that one more time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, it's much better inside than it is outside. Have a great day, Eagles.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. This is ABC News.